Let your eyes close and let the heavy curtains of the night fall gently around you. There is no need to hold on to the day any longer. The miles have been marched, the ditches have been dug, and the fortification walls have been built. The labour of the Legion is finished, and the weight of your armour has been lifted from your shoulders, leaving you light and free. Now there is only the darkness, the warmth of the blankets, and the deep, steady rhythm of the earth settling down to sleep. You are safe here, you are sheltered, you are exactly where you are meant to be. Take a deep breath in through your nose, smelling the faint, comforting sense of dry straw, old leather, and the clean, sharp tang of the rain that is falling just a few feet away. Hold that breath for a moment, letting the stillness of the camp fill your lungs, and then exhale slowly, releasing every ounce of tension that might be lingering in your jaw, your neck, or your back. With every breath out, you sink deeper into your mattress. With every breath out, the world outside fades a little further away, until there is nothing left but this moment, this tent, and this sound. Listen to it. Above you, all around you, the sky has opened up. It is raining. But this is not the high-pitched, splashing rain you might hear hitting a tiled roof or a stone pavement. This is a different sound entirely. It is a deep, dull, percussive thudding. Thump, thump, thud. It is the sound of heavy water droplets striking the taut, cured cowhide of the tent's roof. It sounds like 1,000 tiny fingers gently tapping on a drum, a low-frequency vibration that you can feel in your chest as much as you can hear with your ears. It is a primitive rhythmic sound, as steady as a heartbeat, as constant as the tide. You are lying on your back in the contubernium, the shared tent of your squad. The space is small, intimate, and profoundly enclosed. Above your head, the leather panels of the Papilio tent are stretched tight over the wooden frame, treated with tallow and oil until they are dark, slick, and completely waterproof. You can imagine the rain out there, falling in sheets from the grey, turbulent sky, gathering on the sloping leather roof, beading up on the oily surface and sliding down in heavy rivulets to the ground. But inside you are dry. You are sealed inside a bubble of warm, still air, protected by the ingenuity of Roman engineering and the strength of the hide. Shift your weight slightly on your bed. Your mattress is a simple sack of rough linen stuffed with heather and dried bracken gathered from the nearby hills. It rustles softly beneath you, crackle, rustle, a dry, earthy sound that speaks of the summer sun that once dried these plants. It is not a soft featherbed of the aristocracy in Rome, but to your tired muscles, it feels like the most luxurious surface in the world. It conforms to the shape of your body, supporting your heavy legs and your weary spine. You can feel the individual stalks of the straw through the linen, but they do not poke. They merely provide a firm, grounding texture that reminds you that you are resting on the earth. Pull the heavy wool blanket up higher, tucking it right under your chin. The wool is coarse, thick, and undyed, smelling faintly of sheep and lanolin. It is heavy, pressing down on you with a comforting weight that makes you feel secure. The air inside the tent is cool, carrying the humidity of the storm, but under the blanket you are generating a profound warmth. You can feel your own body heat radiating out, trapped by the dense fibres of the wool, creating a personal microclimate that is toasty and safe. It is a delicious contrast, the cool, damp air on your nose and cheeks, and the dry, intense warmth enveloping the rest of your body. The sound of the rain fluctuates, rising and falling like waves on a shore. For a moment it intensifies, a sudden squall passing over the camp. Drum, 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 drum. The tapping on the leather roof becomes a roar, a continuous roll of thunderous percussion. You can see the leather roof above you vibrating slightly with the impact of the water, trembling under the onslaught. But it holds. It does not leak. Not a single drop makes it through the tough, cured skin. The violence of the storm only serves to highlight your safety. The harder it rains, the safer you feel. You are separated from the chaos of the elements by a thin layer of leather, and yet you are untouchable. You are a dry seed in a wet earth. As the squall passes and the rain settles back into a steady, monotonous rhythm, you become aware of the other sounds in the tent. You are not alone. You are surrounded by your brothers, the 7 other men of your mess unit. The tent is dark, lit only by the faint, dying glow of a single coal left in the brazier by the door, casting long, dancing shadows against the tent walls. In this dim light you can hear the chorus of sleep. To your left, there is the slow, deep breathing of Marcus, a rhythmic in and out that sounds like the sawing of wood. To your right, you hear a soft rustle as someone turns over in their sleep, seeking a cooler patch of straw. These sounds are comforting. They tell you that the guard is set, that the camp is secure, and that your family is here with you. The collective body heat of 8 men warms the small space of the tent, raising the temperature until it feels like a heated bathhouse compared to the chill outside. The air is thick with the scent of men, of oiled leather, of damp wool, and the lingering sweet smell of the barley porridge you ate for dinner. It is a primal atmosphere, a den of hibernation. You feel a deep sense of belonging. You are part of a unit, a single cell in the organism of the Legion, and tonight the organism is resting. Your eyes trace the sloping line of the tent pole rising towards the peak of the roof. It is a sturdy piece of ashwood, smooth and polished by years of handling. You can see condensation forming on the metal ring where the poles meet, tiny droplets of water that catch the faint light of the ember. They glisten like jewels in the dark. You watch one droplet grow heavy, swelling in size until gravity claims it, and it slides slowly down the wood, disappearing into the shadows. The movement is slow, hypnotic. Everything here is slow. The frantic pace of the march is over. The shouting of the centurions is over. There is only the stillness and the rain. Focus again on the sound of the rain on the leather. Thump, thud, tap. It creates a white noise that blankets your mind, smoothing out the jagged edges of your thoughts. It is a sound that demands nothing of you. It does not ask you to fight or to work or to think. It simply exists, a constant neutral background to your rest. You find yourself trying to anticipate the drops, to find a pattern in the chaos. But there is no pattern. It is just a chaotic, beautiful drumming. The unpredictability of it is soothing, a reminder that nature is in control now. You can let go of control. You can surrender to the storm. You wiggle your toes, feeling the warmth of the wool socks you are wearing. They are thick udones, felted so they are soft against your skin. Your feet, which have walked so many miles today on the hard Roman roads, are finally unburdened. You flex your ankles, rotating them slowly, feeling the pleasant stretch in your calves. You let your legs go limp, allowing them to turn outwards, sinking heavily into the mattress. Your hips relax. Your lower back, which carries the weight of your scutum shield and your pack, releases its tension, melting into the support of the straw. You feel your spine lengthening, decompressing vertebrae by vertebrae. Outside, a roll of thunder grumbles in the distance. It is a low, guttural sound, vibrating through the ground. It feels far away, non-threatening, like a large animal growling in its sleep. The storm is moving east towards the hills, dragging its heavy cloak of rain with it. But for now, it is still overhead, still drumming its fingers on your roof. The thunder serves only to deepen the silence that follows. In the pause between the thunder and the rain, the silence inside the tent feels thick and heavy, like a velvet blanket wrapped around your ears. You feel a profound sense of gratitude for this tent. It is a simple thing, just goatskin and wood, but tonight it is a palace. It keeps the wind from your bones. It keeps the water from your skin. It gives you a place to lay your head. You think about the wild lands beyond the camp walls, the dark forests and the open moors where the rain is falling on the bare earth, turning the tracks to mud, soaking the fur of the wolves and the feathers of the owls. Out there it is cold and unforgiving. In here, it is a sanctuary. You cherish this boundary. The thin leather wall is the line between chaos and order, between cold and warmth, between waking and sleeping. Your breathing slows down, matching the rhythm of the rain. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3 and 4. The air entering your nose is cool and damp. The air leaving your mouth is warm. You imagine the steam of your breath rising up in the darkness, mingling with the steam of your comrades, creating a cloud of warmth that hangs near the roof of the tent. You are all breathing the same air, sharing the same night. The sense of isolation fades, replaced by a feeling of deep connection. You're safe, you are warm, you're dry. As your breathing settles into this slow tidal rhythm, your gaze drifts lazily toward the center of the tent. There, the small iron brazier still holds the ghost of the evening's fire. It is no longer a flame, but a bed of ash hiding a deep, pulsating core of heat. The single remaining ember glows with a soft, garnet-red light, barely illuminating the darkness. It pulses gently with the movement of the air, brightening slightly when a draft sneaks in under the door flap, then dimming again to a dusky crimson. It is a hypnotic, sleepy light, like the heavy, half-closed eye of a mythical beast guarding you while you rest. Watching it, you feel a heaviness spreading behind your own eyes, a warm pressure that invites you to stop looking, to stop watching, to let the darkness take over. In this scent, amber wash of light, the objects around you lose their hard edges and become soft, comforting shapes. You can see the stack of shields, the scooter, leaning against the main support pole. During the day, they are walls of wood and painted linen, heavy tools of war that strain your arm. But now, covered in their protective leather cases, the tegumenta, they look like sleeping turtles huddled together. The leather covers are dark and worn, scarred by brambles and travel, but they serve their purpose, keeping the wood dry from the pervasive dampness of the northern air. Knowing they are covered, knowing they are safe, gives you a strange sense of satisfaction. Everything is in its place. Everything is cared for. Next to the shields, hanging from a wooden peg driven into the pole, is your helmet, the galea. The metal cheek guards dangle loosely, swaying almost imperceptibly with the vibration of the rain drumming on the roof. The iron brow guard catches a tiny reflection of the red ember, a single spark of light trapped in the metal. You think of the weight of that helmet, the way it presses on your temples and heats up under the midday sun. But now, your head is bare. You rub the back of your head against the rough linen of your pillow, feeling the freedom, the lightness. The helmet is just an object now, cold and hollow, while you are warm and alive, sinking deeper into your nest of blankets. The air in the tent is rich with smells, and as your vision blurs, your sense of smell becomes sharper. You inhale deeply, cataloguing the scents of the Legion. There is the sweet, honeyed scent of beeswax, used to polish the bronze fittings of your belt and to waterproof the stitching of your boots. It is a golden summer smell that clashes gently with the earthy, musky scent of the wet ground sheet. There is the sharp, acrid tang of wood ash from the brazier, a dry scent that coats the back of your throat. And permeating everything is the smell of the tent itself, the goat leather, cured with smoke and oil. It is a heavy animal scent, ancient and protective. It smells of shelter. It smells of a barrier that has held against 1,000 storms before this one, and will hold against 1,000 more. Outside, the character of the rain shifts. The heavy drumming softens into a steady washing hiss as the wind changes direction. You can hear the water running off the eaves of the tent, splashing into the drainage ditch that runs around the perimeter of the contubernum. Splash, gurgle, splash. It is the sound of water flowing, moving, carrying away the dust and the debris of the day. You imagine the water running through the complex grid of ditches in the camp, flowing downhill, joining the streams and the rivers, eventually finding its way to the ocean. The thought is pleasingly fluid. You feel as if you too are flowing, your thoughts dissolving into a liquid stream of consciousness that meanders through the dark. Your body feels incredibly heavy now, as if gravity has doubled inside the tent. The straw mattress, which felt lumpy at first, now feels perfectly moulded to your shape. It cradles your hips and your shoulders, supporting you completely. You feel the tension draining out of your hands. Your fingers, usually curled around the shaft of a pilum or the handle of a shovel, are now open and loose, resting on the wool blanket. You can feel the texture of the weave under your fingertips, the microscopic hills and valleys of the spun wool. You move your fingers slightly, just a millimetre, enjoying the tactile sensation of the dry fabric. It is a simple pleasure, but tonight feels profound. The thunder rolls again, but it's quieter now, a muffled grumble that seems to come from the other side of the world. The storm is moving away, leaving behind only the rain. The rhythmic bop, bop, bop on the leather roof is steadier, slower. It acts like a metronome for your heart. With every beat of the rain, your heart rate slows down. With every thud on the hide, your blood pressure drops. You are sinking with the storm. You are becoming part of the weather, natural and inevitable. You realise that you are warm, perfectly, completely warm. The heat from your messmates, combined with the insulation of the tent and your blankets, has created a tropical pocket in the midst of the cold night. A tiny bead of sweat forms on your hairline, a testament to the warmth. You do not wipe it away, you let it be. It is a luxury to be too warm when the world outside is freezing. You slide one foot out from under the blanket, just exposing your toes to the cooler air of the tent. The contrast sends a delicious shiver up your leg, highlighting just how cozy the rest of you is. You wiggle your toes in the cool air for a moment, then pull them back into the warmth, tucking the blanket tight again. The sanctuary feels even more secure now. Your mind begins to wander away from the camp. It floats over the rows of leather tents, over the wooden palisade walls, over the ditch, and out into the forest. You imagine the trees standing in the rain, the oak and the elm, their bark black with water, their leaves dripping. You imagine the ferns bowing under the weight of the drops. The forest is drinking. The earth is drinking. It is a time of replenishment. There is no enemy out there tonight, only the wet living world. The rain has called a truce. For tonight, the borders of the Empire are guarded by the weather, and you are relieved of your watch. You return your focus to the interior of the tent. The ember in the brazier has dimmed further, now just a faint smudge of dark red in the grey gloom. The shadows have swallowed the corners of the room. You can no longer see the shields or the helmets distinctively. They have become vague, dark mounds, like sleeping beasts. The world is fading. The visual inputs are turning off one by one. There is nothing left to see, and so your eyes, heavy and tired, finally accept the invitation to close. As your eyelids slide shut, the sound of the rain seems to amplify, becoming clearer, closer. It surrounds you in a sphere of white noise. It is a cacophony of individual drops merging into a single continuous hum. Shh. Thud. It sounds like silence, but heavier. It sounds like peace. You feel a wave of relaxation start at the top of your head, a physical sensation of warmth and loosening. It travels down your forehead, smoothing out the lines of concentration. It flows over your eyes, relaxing the tiny muscles that have spent the day scanning the horizon. It moves down your cheeks, your jaw, your throat. Your mouth falls slightly open, the jaw unhinged, all tension gone. You are drifting. You are a boat on a calm lake, and the rain is the water rocking you gently. Rock and drift, rock and drift. The hard ground beneath you feels like it is softening, turning into a cloud, into water, into air. You are no longer lying on the earth, you are floating within it. The boundaries of your body seem to dissolve. Where does the blanket end and your skin begin? Where does the sound of the rain end and your own thoughts begin? It is all one thing. It's all soft and dark and warm. Images begin to bloom in the darkness behind your eyes. Hypnagogic shapes, vague and fleeting. You see the flash of a campfire from nights ago. You see the silver flash of a fish jumping in a river you crossed last month. You see the face of a girl you once knew in a village far to the south, smiling. The images are not solid. They are made of smoke and mist, forming and dissolving to the rhythm of the rain. They are the heralds of dreams coming to collect you. You do not chase them. You watch them pass, a passive observer in your own mind. You are waiting for the deep tide to come and carry you out to the ocean of sleep. And as the rain continues its timeless drumming on the leather roof, you know that the tide is coming. It is almost here. The rain continues its steady, rhythmic work on the roof of the tent. Thud, thud, tap, thud. It is a sound of immense patience. The storm is not in a hurry, and neither are you. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. The world has narrowed down to this single dry space, suspended in the dark. As you lie there, engulfed in the warmth of your wool blankets, let your mind travel gently to the events of the day that has just passed. Do not analyze them, do not judge them. Simply observe them as if they were leaves floating down a stream, drifting past you and disappearing into the mist. You think of the weight of the Delabra, the heavy pickaxe you swung for hours to dig the defensive ditch. You can almost feel the phantom vibration of the impact in your arms. the shock of metal hitting hard earth. But now, visualize the rain falling on that earth. Visualize the water filling the ditch, softening the clay, smoothing out the rough edges of the soil. The rain is washing away the hardness of the ground, and as it does, it washes away the tension from your muscles. The memory of the work dissolves, turning into liquid, flowing away from you into the dark. You think of the march, the endless rhythm of boots on the road, sinister, dexter, left, right, the ache in your arches, the rub of the leather straps against your shins. But now your feet are still. They are wrapped in soft wool resting on soft straw. Imagine the rain falling on the road miles behind you, washing away your footprints. The evidence of your labour is being erased by the gentle hand of nature. The road is empty now. It is silent. You have arrived. You have stopped. There is no more distance to cover. Let the sound of the rain scrub your mind clean. Imagine each drop that hits the leather roof is a tiny eraser, removing a worry, a thought, a plan for tomorrow. Thump. A thought about the centurion vanishes. Tap. A worry about your equipment fades. Thud. A plan for the morning meal dissolves. Your mind is becoming a blank slate, smooth and clean like a fresh tablet of wax, ready to receive the imprint of dreams. You shift your attention back to your body, sinking deeper into the mattress. You focus on your torso, the core of your strength. All day, your chest and back have been confined by the loricus segmentata, the segmented iron armour. It is a heavy shell restricting your breath, pressing down on your shoulders, a constant reminder of discipline and danger. But now the shell is gone. It sits on the floor, cold and lifeless. You are soft, you are flesh and bone and breath. Feel your ribcage expand freely with every inhalation. There is no metal to stop it. Your chest rises, filling with the cool damp air of the tent. Your chest falls, sinking back into the straw. The sensation of unrestricted breathing is exquisite. It feels like freedom. You imagine your lungs are like bellows, fanning a small warm fire deep inside your solar plexus. With every breath, that internal fire glows brighter, sending waves of relaxation radiating out to your extremities. The warmth in the tent is profound, is the warmth of the pack. You can hear the soft, whistling snore of one of your tent mates nearby. Far from being annoying, it is a comforting sound. It is the sound of safety. It means that the men around you, men you trust with your life, have let down their guard. They have surrendered to sleep, and so can you. You are part of a collective consciousness, a brotherhood of rest. You do not have to be vigilant. The sentries on the wall are awake, so you don't have to be. You can let go of the soldier. You can just be the man. Your eyes are still closed, but in your mind's eye you look again at the dying ember in the brazier. It is so faint now, a mere whisper of red in a world of charcoal grey. It pulses slowly, fading, fading. It is like a heavy eyelid closing. You feel a sympathetic heaviness in your own eyes. The tiny muscles around your eyelids have completely given up. They are sealed shut, glued by a pleasant, heavy fatigue. Even if you wanted to open them, it would take too much effort. It is so much easier to leave them closed. It is so much easier to look inward, into the velvety blackness of your own mind. The sound of the rain seems to change again. It is no longer just on the roof. It feels as if it's surrounding you. A curtain of sound that wraps the tent in a protective layer. The rest of the world, the forest, the hills, the empire itself, has vanished. There is nothing beyond the leather walls. This tent is a capsule floating in a void of water and darkness. You feel a sinking sensation, a gentle downward pull. It is not frightening, it is welcoming. It feels as if the straw mattress is becoming softer, deeper, turning into a cloud, turning into water. You are sinking through the floor of the tent, sinking into the earth itself. But the earth is warm. It is embracing you. You are like a root sleeping in the winter soil, dormant and safe. You are connected to the ground. You are stable. You are held. A drop of water travels down the outside of the tent flap and lands in a puddle with a distinct musical plop. The sound rings out clearly in the quiet tent. A single note of music. Then another. Plop. Then silence. Then the steady thrumming of the rain on the leather returns. This interplay of sounds, the random and the rhythmic, weaves a tapestry that catches your attention and holds it. preventing your mind from wandering back to the waking world. You follow the sounds, you ride them like waves. Your thoughts are becoming fragmented, dreamlike. You find yourself thinking about the wool of your blanket. Where did it come from? You imagine a sheep standing on a green hillside in Italy, under a warm sun. You can almost feel the sun on your back. The memory of warmth merges with the reality of the warmth in the tent. The cold rain outside feels impossibly far away. A story told about another world. In your world, there is only warmth. You feel a profound loosening in your jaw. Your tongue falls away from the roof of your mouth. Your throat relaxes. The breath flows in and out of you without any effort, a stagnant tide. You are no longer breathing, you are being breathed. The universe is breathing through you. The darkness behind your eyes is no longer flat and black. It has depth. It has texture. It swirls with soft colours, deep purples, midnight blues, faint charcoals. They move slowly, swirling like ink in water. You watch them with detached curiosity. They are the curtains of the stage, slowly drawing back to reveal the land of sleep. You are ready. You have let go of the armour. You have let go of the march. You have let go of the day. You are just a warm body in a dry tent listening to the rain. The rain is your guardian. The rain is your lullaby. Drifting, sinking, letting go. Gravity is no longer a force that pulls you down. It has become a gentle embrace that holds you steady. You feel a profound heaviness settling into your bones, a delicious leaden weight that anchors you to the mattress. It starts in your heels, heavy and still. It travels up your calves, turning the muscles to stone, warm, resting stone. It fills your thighs, your hips, your lower back. You feel as though you are sinking inches deep into the straw, as if the earth itself is rising up to cup you in its hands. You think about the ground beneath you. Under the straw mattress, under the waterproof leather sheet, is the soil of Britannia. It is ancient, dark and cool. It has been here for millions of years, long before the legions arrived, long before the empire was born. It is solid, it is immovable, and tonight it is supporting you. You visualize your body connecting with this ancient stability. You imagine that, like the oak trees in the forest outside, you're growing roots. Tiny, energetic roots extending down from your back, moving through the straw, through the leather, and diving deep into the soil. These roots anchor you. They tell you that you are safe. You cannot be moved by the wind or the storm. You are part of the landscape now. The sound of the rain seems to be working in harmony with this heaviness. Drop, drop, drop. Each drop that hits the roof adds a tiny bit of weight to your eyelids. You feel a pleasant pressure on your brow, as if a warm hand is resting there, smoothing away the frown lines, signalling to your brain that it is safe to shut down. The intellectual part of your mind, the part that counts the miles, that watches for signals, that calculates rations, is dimming. It is retreating into the background, bowing out to let the primal animal brain take over. The part of you that knows how to sleep without being taught. You listen to the water dripping into the drainage ditch outside. Trickle, gurgle. It is the sound of release. You imagine all the tension in your body as a liquid, a dark, heavy fluid that has been trapped in your joints all day. Now you visualize a valve opening in your toes, in your fingertips. That dark fluid begins to drain out of you. It flows out of your body into the mattress, down into the ground, joining the rainwater in the ditch. It flows away from the tent carried off by the storm. With every second, you become lighter, cleaner, emptier. The warmth in the tent seems to thicken. It feels like a physical substance, a golden syrup that fills the air. You breathe it in, it warms your throat, your lungs, your heart. You feel a soft, glowing heat in the center of your chest. It radiates outward, reaching your cold fingers and toes, turning them warm and tingling. You're a glowing ember in the dark, self-contained and burning softly. Your awareness of the other men in the tent fades further. They are no longer distinct individuals, they are just a presence, a collective warmth, a wall of breathing that surrounds you. You are part of the pack huddled together against the elements. This biological connection triggers a deep evolutionary safety switch in your brain. You do not need to watch the door, you do not need to listen for predators. The pack is here, the pack is safe. The rain shifts its rhythm again, becoming a steady, low drone. almost like a hum. It vibrates through the leather roof, a continuous note of nature. You let your mind ride this sound. You follow it down, down, down. You visualize yourself descending a long, spiral staircase made of moss and stone going deep underground where it is quiet and still. With every step down, the sound of the rain gets softer, more muffled. You are moving away from the surface world, away from the weather, into the deep, silent cavern of sleep. Step 1, deeper. Step 2, heavier. Step 3, quieter. You count the steps in your mind, matching them to your slow breathing. There is no bottom to this staircase. There is only the pleasant sensation of descent, of moving deeper into comfort. You become aware of the texture of the pillow beneath your cheek. It is rough linen, but to your sensitized skin it feels incredibly grounding. You rub your cheek against it slightly, just a fraction of an inch. The friction creates a tiny sound, loud in your ears. Shh, shh. It is a sound of intimacy, of being close to yourself. You are cocooned, you are wrapped, you are hidden. Outside, the wind gusts again, shaking the tent flaps gently, flap, flap. Instead of startling you, it comforts you. It confirms that the barrier holds. It reminds you of the contrast, the wild chaos out there versus the ordered calm in here. You are the master of this small space. You have claimed it from the night. Your thoughts are becoming wispy, like smoke rings. You try to hold on to a thought about the morning, but it slips through your fingers and dissolves. You try to remember the name of the river you crossed, but it is gone. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters but the warmth and the rain. You feel a wave of relaxation wash over your face. Your lips part slightly, your jaw hangs loose. The tiny muscles around your eyes go completely slack. Your forehead is smooth as a stone in a river. You have no expression. You have no mask. You are just you, resting. The darkness is no longer empty. It is filled with potential. It is a soft, fertile soil in which your dreams will grow. You surrender to it. You trust it. You let the heavy blanket of the night pull you down further and further until you are resting on the bedrock of sleep. As you lie there, suspended in the space between waking and sleeping, the sound of the rain on the leather roof begins to change. It softens, blurring at the edges, and transforms into a key that unlocks a memory deep within you. The cold, dark frontier of Britannia fades away, replaced by the warm, sepia-toned light of the south. You are travelling back in time, back to a place you know better than your own name. You are back home. You are a child again, sitting on the covered porch of your father's house in the countryside. It is a summer afternoon, and a warm, gentle rain is falling. It is not the freezing, driving storm of the north. It is a soft, nurturing rain that the earth welcomes with open arms. You can smell the difference immediately. The air is filled with the scent of petrichor, the sweet, dry smell of dust being wetted by the first drops. It mixes with the aroma of the rosemary bushes growing by the door and the faint, sweet scent of figs ripening on the tree in the courtyard. Listen to the sound of this rain. Here it does not strike leather, it strikes terracotta. Ping, tink, tap. You hear the musical rhythm of the drops hitting the red clay roof tiles, the tegulae. It is a brighter, lighter sound, like a playful melody. You watch the water gathering in the gutters, cascading down in a shimmering curtain into the impluvium, the shallow pool in the centre of the atrium. The water in the pool ripples in concentric circles, expanding outward, overlapping, dancing. You watch the ripples for what feels like hours. There is nowhere else to be. The work of the farm has stopped for the rain. The world has paused to drink. You feel the stone bench beneath you. It is warm, retaining the heat of the morning sun even through the rain. You are wrapped in a simple tunic, your bare legs dangling, swinging gently. You feel completely safe. The walls of the villa surround you, thick and protective. Your family is inside, their voices a low, comforting murmur in the background. You're alone on the porch, but not lonely. You're in the company of the rain. In this memory, the air is thick and humid, but pleasant. It wraps around you like a warm towel. You extend your hand out past the shelter of the roof, palm open. You feel the first drop hit your skin. It is warm, almost like a teardrop. Then another. It feels like a blessing. You pull your hand back and wipe the water on your cheek, cooling your skin. The sensation is vivid, real. You are there, you are safe, you are loved. The rhythm of the rain on the tiles merges with the rhythm of the rain on the tent. Tink, thud, tink, thud. The sounds blend together, weaving the past and the present into a single tapestry of comfort. The tent becomes the villa, the leather becomes the tile, the frontier becomes home. You realise that you have carried this safety with you all along. It is not in the walls or the roof, it is inside you. It is a quiet place in your heart where it is always raining, always warm, always safe. You let out a long, shuddering sigh. It is the sigh of a weight finally being lifted. The nostalgia washes over you, not with sadness, but with a deep, soothing gratitude. You are grateful for the memory. It anchors you. It reminds you that the cold is temporary, but the warmth of home is eternal. Your breathing deepens further, echoing the slow heave of the sleeping earth. You feel a heaviness in your chest, a pleasant pressure that pushes you deeper into the mattress. The images of the atrium begin to fade, losing their colour, turning into soft grey shapes. The red tiles become grey clouds. The green fig tree becomes a shadow. The memory is dissolving, doing its work, carrying you gently toward the threshold of deep sleep. You are floating now, floating on the memory, floating on the sound. The rain is a river, and you are a leaf drifting on its surface. There is no current to fight. There are no rocks to avoid. There is only the gentle, downstream drift. Drift, drift, drift. You feel a tingling sensation in your hands and feet, a sign that your body is falling asleep. The connection to your physical limbs is loosening. If you tried to move your hand now, it would feel miles away, belonging to someone else. You do not try, you simply let it be. You exist as a point of consciousness, a warm spark in the dark, listening to the rain. The sound of the rain becomes a drone, a constant vibration that massages your mind. It smooths out the wrinkles in your thoughts. It quiets the inner voice that likes to plan and worry. That voice is silent now. It has nothing to say. There is only the rain. You feel a profound peace settling over you. It is the peace of the stone, the peace of the tree, the peace of the sleeping legion. You are exactly where you need to be. Your journey into sleep continues, guided by the steadfast rhythm of the rain. Thud, tap, thud. It is the heartbeat of the night, steady and unhurried. Now bring your attention back inside the small, intimate world of the tent. Focus your mind's eye on that single dying ember in the iron brazier near the door. It is a tiny island of heat in a sea of cool shadows. It glows with a deep, pulsing red, darkening as it breathes out, brightening as it breathes in. Imagine that this ember is not just a piece of charcoal, but a concentrated sphere of pure relaxation. It is a warm, heavy liquid light that is about to travel through you, dismantling the last fortifications of wakefulness. Visualize this warmth lifting from the brazier. It floats through the air like a wisp of red smoke, crossing the short distance to your bunk. It hovers over the crown of your head. It feels pleasant, like the touch of the midday sun on your hair. Slowly it sinks into your scalp. Feel the skin of your scalp loosen. All day you have worn a helmet or been braced against the wind, causing these muscles to tighten without you even knowing. Now the warmth dissolves that tightness. It feels as if a tight band around your head is suddenly snapping and falling away. The sensation flows down your forehead. Visualize your forehead becoming smooth, broad, and cool like polished marble. The worry lines, the furrows of concentration are wiped away by the warmth. The warmth travels down to your eyes. They are heavy, sealed shut. Imagine the tiny muscles behind your eyes, the ones that scan the horizon for danger, the ones that squint against the glare of the snow. They are finally allowed to stop. They unclench. Your eyes sink deeper into their sockets, resting on soft pillows of darkness. There is nothing to see. There is nothing to watch. The sentry within you has left his post. The wave of relaxation flows down into your cheeks and your jaw. Your jaw is the storehouse of tension. It is where you hold the grit, the determination, the words unsaid. Let the warmth pry it open gently. Your teeth part. Your tongue drops away from the roof of your mouth, floating in the center of the oral cavity. Your chin feels heavy. The mask of the soldier, the stoic, unreadable fate you present to the world, melts away. You are just flesh, soft and yielding. Now, let the warmth pour down your neck. It flows into the strong cords of muscle on the sides of your neck, the ones that hold your head high on the march. They soften, turning to warm wax. The feeling spreads out into your shoulders. Oh, the shoulders. They carry the heaviest burden. The weight of the fur pack, the weight of the cloak, the weight of expectation. Feel your shoulders dropping. They sink down away from your ears, sinking 1 inch, 2 inches deep into the straw mattress. It feels as if a heavy yoke has been lifted off you. You are unburdened. You are light as air, yet heavy as lead. The warmth divides, flowing down both of your arms like honey. It moves through your biceps, unknotting the fibers. It moves through your elbows, your forearms. It reaches your hands, which are always busy, gripping the gladius, holding the shield, digging the earth, building the wall. They are the tools of your trade. But now the tools are put down. Your fingers curl naturally soft and useless. The palms of your hands feel warm and tingling, glowing with increased circulation. There is nothing to hold on to. You can let go. You can let go of everything. The wave moves down into your chest. With every beat of the rain on the roof, the warmth penetrates deeper. It enters your lungs. You visualize your breath as a white mist, slow and rhythmic. In and out. Your ribcage is loose. Your heart is beating slowly. A calm, strong drum in the center of your being. It is the rhythm of peace. The warmth flows into your stomach, your solar plexus. This is the center of your emotions, your gut instinct. Often it is a tight knot of anxiety, but the warmth unties the knot. It smooths out the tension. Your stomach feels soft, warm and settled. The digestion of the day is done. You feel a deep, visceral sense of safety in your core. You're fed, you're warm, you're sheltered. Now the heavy, red liquid light flows into your hips and your pelvis. These are the hinges of your body, the heavy joints that drive you forward. They unlock. Your hips splay open, surrendering to gravity. Your legs turn outwards. You feel the heavy, large muscles of your thighs, the quadriceps, the hamstrings, turning to jelly. They have walked the miles. They have done the work. Now they are completely inert. If you were to try to lift your leg now, you couldn't. It belongs to the mattress. It belongs to the earth. The relaxation flows down through your knees, unlocking the joints. It flows into your calves, soothing the aches, smoothing out the cramps. It travels down to your ankles, which feel loose and flexible. Finally, it reaches your feet, your toes. The warmth fills them completely. You feel a pleasant throbbing sensation in your soles, the blood returning, the cold leaving. Your feet are glowing with heat. Your entire body is now glowing. You are a statue made of warm, heavy gold. You are encased in the wool blankets, encased in the tent, encased in the night. The rain continues to tap its rhythm on the roof, bop, 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 but it feels distant now. It is a sound happening to someone else, somewhere else. You are deep inside the warmth. Scan your body one last time. Is there any tension left? Is there any part of you holding on? If you find a spot of tightness, perhaps in your lower back or behind your ear, imagine breathing the red light directly into it. Watch the tension dissolve like salt in warm water. It is gone. You're whole. You're unified. You're asleep in every cell, even if your mind is still gently drifting. You feel a sinking sensation that is deeper than before. It is as if the earth beneath the tent has opened its arms to receive you. You are sinking down through the layers of the soil, past the roots of the trees, past the buried stones, down into the warm, dark, silent heart of the world. It is a place of absolute stillness, a place where the rain does not reach, a place where there is only peace. Rest here, in the warmth, in the dark, in the quiet. You are resting in the center of the warmth, a motionless point in a turning world. The body scan is complete. Your physical form is loose, heavy, and silent. Now the silence begins to spread outward, pushing the boundaries of your awareness further and further away. The leather walls of the tent, which earlier felt like a thin skin separating you from the storm, now feel thick, impermeable, like the stone walls of a fortress. They are expanding, pushing the world away, creating a vast buffer of quiet space between you and everything else. Listen to the sounds of the camp one last time. Earlier you might have heard the distant clatter of a spear against a shield, or the muffled call of a sentry changing the watch. But now, listen. Those sounds are fading. They are becoming thin and ghostly, drifting away on the wind. Imagine that a heavy, thick fog is rolling in from the forest. It is a dense, white blanket of mist that swallows sound. It flows over the ramparts, fills the ditches, and winds its way between the rows of tents. It dampens everything. It wraps every object, every tree, every stone in a layer of soft, white silence. The footsteps of the patrol are gone. The whinny of the horses in the corral is gone. The creaking of the wagons is gone. The camp has dissolved into the mist. It is as if the Legion has marched away, leaving you behind in this perfect solitary sanctuary. You are the only one left. You are the king of this quiet kingdom. The responsibility of the soldier, the need to be alert, to listen, to be ready, has evaporated with the fog. There is no one to guard, there is no one to fight, there is only the rain. The rain itself seems to be changing its character again. It is no longer a distinct drumming on the roof. It has merged into a continuous white noise hum, like the sound of a distant waterfall or the wind rushing through tall grass. It acts as a sonic shield. It creates a dome of privacy over you. Inside this dome, time behaves differently. It slows down, it stretches out. A single second lasts for a minute. A minute lasts for an hour. There is no rush to get to the next moment. You can linger here in this extended present, floating in the timeless dark. You feel a profound sense of disconnection from the waking world. The concerns that occupied your mind during the day, the weight of the pack, the distance of the march, the orders of the centurion, now feel like stories you read in a book a long time ago. They belong to a different character. They belong to the daytime you. The nighttime you has no history. The nighttime you has no name, no rank, no duties. You're simply a consciousness existing in warmth. You're untethered. Visualize the space around you shrinking. The world outside the tent has gone. The rest of the tent, the equipment, the other men, has faded into the shadows. The world has shrunk down to the rectangle of your mattress. Then it shrinks further. It is just the space inside your wool blanket. Finally, it shrinks to just the space behind your closed eyes. The entire universe is contained within your mind. It is a private, safe, and infinite space. You are free to float in it, to explore the velvet darkness without fear. The air in the tent is still, heavy with sleep. It presses gently against your face, a soft weight that encourages you to surrender. You feel the rhythm of your own heartbeat slowing down even further, sinking with the slow, deep pulse of the earth. Thump, thump, pause, thump, thump, pause. It is the only clock that matters now, and it is winding down. You are entering the drift. It is that magical state where thoughts become fluid, where logic dissolves into feeling. You might find yourself thinking about the rain, and suddenly the rain becomes a river, and you're swimming in it. Or you might think about the fire, and suddenly you are the fire, glowing softly. Let these shifts happen. Do not try to make sense of them. They are the signs that your brain is switching frequencies, moving from the alert beta waves to the relaxed alpha, and dipping its toes into the deep restorative theta waves. The silence inside your head is deepening. The internal monologue, that narrator who comments on everything, is getting tired. His voice is becoming a whisper, then a murmur, then silence. He has nothing left to say. He is curling up in the corner of your mind to sleep. You are left in the beautiful quiet. You feel a sensation of being held. It is as if the darkness itself is a physical substance, a soft gel that suspends you. You are weightless, yet grounded. You are floating, yet sinking. It is the paradox of deep rest. You trust the darkness. You know it is your friend. It is the cloak that hides you from the world so you can recharge. Let go of the last thread of alertness. Let it slip through your fingers. You don't need it. The rain will watch for you. The earth will hold you. The tent will protect you. Deeper into the silence, deeper into the mist, deeper into the void of peace. The drumming of the rain on the leather roof begins to change its texture. The dull thud of water hitting hide slowly transforms into a brighter, sharper sound. Plip, plop, echo. It sounds like water hitting stone. It sounds like water dripping into a vast, still pool. The darkness around you begins to soften, shifting from the dense black of the tent to a hazy, warm grey. The smell of wet wool and wood smoke fades, replaced by the scent of eucalyptus, olive oil and hot wet stone. You are drifting away from the frontier. You are drifting away from the cold. You are drifting into a memory of warmth. The walls of the tent dissolve like mist. You are no longer lying on a straw mattress in Britannia. You are standing at the edge of a massive heated pool in the heart of a Roman thermae. The air here is thick, heavy and white with steam. It hangs in the air like sheer curtains, softening every edge, blurring every shape. You cannot see the ceiling, only the vaulted arches disappearing into the white fog. It is a world without sharp lines, a world of soft curves and fluid motion. You look down at your feet, they are resting on smooth heated marble tiles. You can feel the warmth of the hypercourse system radiating up from the floor, penetrating the soles of your feet. It is a gentle, dry heat that travels up your ankles, welcoming you. You take a step. The marble is smooth, warm and solid. It feels grounded. It feels permanent. Listen to the sound of this place. It is a cathedral of water. Somewhere in the distance, a small fountain is trickling. Trickle, splash. The sound echoes off the stone walls, reverberating, lingering in the air for seconds before fading. It is a lonely, peaceful sound. Outside the thick stone walls of the bathhouse, you can still hear the rain falling, but it is muffled now, distant and harmless. It is merely a reminder of the cold world you have left behind, making the warmth inside feel even more precious. You step toward the edge of the caldarium, the hot pool. The water is dark, still and glassy, reflecting the soft amber light of the oil lamps set in niches along the walls. Steam rises from the surface of the water in lazy spirals, dancing in the stillness. You can feel the heat radiating from the water, washing over your face, loosening the skin, opening the pores. It calls to you. It promises to dissolve the last remnants of the soldier, leaving only the man. You sit on the submerged stone step of the pool. The water is hot, perfectly, deliriously hot. It wraps around your ankles, then your calves. It feels like a liquid blanket made of silk. You slide deeper. The water rises to your knees, your thighs, your waist. A shiver of pure pleasure runs up your spine as the heat meets your skin. The cold of the north is being leached out of you, replaced by the deep, enduring heat of the Empire. You slide fully into the water, submerging up to your chin. The water takes your weight. You are buoyant. You are weightless. The heavy bones that carried the armour, the tired muscles that marched the miles, they're all supported now by the gentle uplift of the water. You feel as though you are floating in zero gravity. You lift your arms and they drift weightlessly in the water. You stretch your legs out and they float free of tension. You are suspended in warmth. Close your eyes in the dream. Even though you are in a memory, you can still feel the profound relaxation of the moment. The water presses against your chest. A gentle, uniform pressure that helps you exhale fully. You breathe out the last of the day's stress. It bubbles up to the surface and pops, disappearing into the steam. The humidity in the room is soothing to your breath. You inhale the warm, moist air, and it coats your throat, soothing the dryness of the wind. It feels like breathing in health itself. Every breath cleanses you. Every breath warms you from the inside out. The soundscape shifts again. The echo of the fountain blends with the sound of the rain outside. Splash, thrum, splash, thrum. It creates a hypnotic dual rhythm. One sound is near, one is far, one is liquid, one is atmospheric. You float between them, untethered. You are not just a body in a pool, you are a consciousness floating in a warm void. Visualize the steam swirling around your head. It is white and opaque. It creates a cocoon of privacy. In this mist, you're invisible. No one can ask anything of you. No orders can reach you here. You are hidden in the fog of peace. The world has stopped turning. The only movement is the slow drift of the steam and the slow rise and fall of your chest floating in the water. You tilt your head back, letting your ears submerge underwater. The sounds of the bathhouse, the fountain, the distant rain are instantly muffled. They become a deep, low rumble, like the sound of the ocean or the sound of blood rushing in your veins. It is a womb-like silence. It is the sound of safety before you were even born. You're entirely enclosed. You're entirely protected. You feel the heat penetrating deep into your joints, into the marrow of your bones. It softens the cartilage. It oils the hinges of your body. You imagine your body becoming fluid, losing its solid form. You're melting into the water. You're becoming part of the pool. You're water, warm and still, drifting in the caldarium, floating in the steam, suspended in the heat. This is the ultimate rest. The restoration of the soul. You stay here floating for what feels like an eternity. There is no time in the bathhouse. There is only the heat. There is only the water. There is only the peace. As you float, a thought drifts through your mind like a wisp of steam. I am warm, I'm clean. These three truths anchor you. They are the only things that matter. You feel a gentle current in the water, a slow rotating movement that turns you slowly in the pool. You surrender to it. You let the water move you. You're a leaf on a slow river. You're a cloud in a slow sky. You're resting in the heart of the warmth. The warm water of the bathhouse begins to recede, draining away slowly, not leaving you cold, but leaving you heavy. The sensation of floating weightlessly transitions gently into the sensation of being supported. You feel the ground rising up to meet you. The fluid shifting currents of the pool solidify, transforming into the familiar rustic embrace of the straw mattress. You're no longer drifting in a void of steam. You're anchored once again in the dry, dark heart of the tent. The white fog of the dream dissolves, revealing the comforting velvet blackness of the contubernum. You take a breath, and the humid, eucalyptus-scented air of the baths is replaced by the grounded, earthy smell of dry straw and old leather. It is a smell that feels real. It is a smell that says, "You're home. You're done." You become aware of the wool blanket against your skin again. After the silkiness of the dream water, the texture of the wool feels distinct and grounding. It is coarse, substantial, and incredibly dry. You realize how good it feels to be dry, to be warm without being wet, to be cocooned in layers of fabric that trap your heat and hold it close to your body. You burrow deeper into the bedding, pulling the dryness around you like a shield. The soundscape shifts with you. The echoing splash of the fountains fades into silence, replaced once more by the faithful drumming on the roof. Thud, thud, tap. The rain has not stopped. It has waited for you. It has been standing guard over your sleep while your mind wandered to the baths. It is a constant companion, a rhythmic tether that keeps you safe. You feel a profound heaviness in your limbs, deeper than before. The dream of the warm water has loosened every remaining knot of tension. Your muscles feel like they have turned to liquid lead, heavy, warm, and impossible to move. If a centurion were to walk in now and order you to stand, you simply couldn't. Your body has signed a treaty with the mattress. It has surrendered completely to gravity. Focus on the sensation of your back resting against the straw. You can feel the individual stalks through the linen sheet, but they are no longer lumpy. They feel like a massage. They press into your shoulders, your spine, your hips, grounding you to the earth. You imagine the energy of the earth rising up through the straw, a dark, slow energy that seeps into your bones. It is the energy of hibernation. It is the energy of the bear in the cave, the seed in the soil. It tells you to be still, to be silent, to wait. The light in the tent is almost gone now. The ember in the brazier is just a microscopic point of red, a dying star in a dark universe. It is barely strong enough to cast a shadow. It signals that the night is deep. The camp is at its quietest. Even the wolves in the forest have gone to sleep. Even the wind has settled down to a whisper. There is only the rain. Bop, bop, bop. The sound is mesmerizing. It is a loop that has no beginning and no end. You find your mind trying to follow it, but slipping off. Your thoughts are becoming slippery. You try to form a sentence in your mind, but the words float away before you can finish them. You try to visualize a face, but it blurs into a soft grey shape. The logic centre of your brain is powering down. The lights in the fortress of your mind are being extinguished room by room, hall by hall. You are entering the state of mindless rest. It is a state where you simply are. You're a warm body breathing in the dark. You're a vibration syncing with the rain. You're a consciousness resting in safety. You feel a wave of gratitude wash over you again. Gratitude for the dry tent. Gratitude for the warm wool. Gratitude for the heavy eyes. Gratitude for the silence. You realize that there is nothing missing. In this moment, you have everything you need. You are perfectly content. Your breath becomes so shallow, so quiet, that it barely disturbs the air in the tent. You're in stealth mode. You're hiding from the world in the most pleasant way possible. You're invisible. You are untouchable. The rain continues its lullaby. It promises that it will keep falling all night. It promises that the roof will hold. It promises that you can sleep until the sun touches the horizon. And you believe it. You trust it, sinking into the straw, into the dry warmth, into the deep dark earth. You have now descended past the surface of the world. You have left behind the camp, the forest and the storm. You have sunk through the straw mattress and the floor of the tent, coming to rest in a place of profound stillness. You are resting at the centre of yourself. It is a quiet, dark room within your own soul, a sanctuary that has no walls and no doors, only an infinite comforting blackness. In this place, the darkness is not empty, it is full. It feels like a physical substance, soft as velvet, heavy as water. It wraps around you, filling your ears, covering your eyes, holding you in a suspension of perfect peace. You feel a sense of expansion. The boundaries of your body, the limits of your skin, seem to blur and dissolve. You can no longer tell where your body ends and the darkness begins. You are merging with the night. You are becoming the night. The sound of the rain is still there, but it has changed completely. It is no longer a sound you hear with your ears. It is a vibration you feel in your atoms. It is a low, constant hum that surrounds the void, like the shell of an egg protecting the life inside. It is a wall of white noise that keeps the chaos of the world at bay. Inside the shell there is only sound. Science so deep it feels ancient. It is the science of the bedrock. It is the science of the mountain roots. You feel a pleasant numbness in your limbs. It is not the numbness of cold, but the numbness of deep rest. Your hands and feet feel miles away, like distant satellites orbiting the warm sun of your core. You have no desire to move them. You have no desire to reclaim them. You're content to be a point of consciousness floating in the warm dark. You're unburdened by the physical form. You are free. Your mind is a calm lake at night. There is not a single ripple on the surface, no wind disturbs it. No thoughts drop into it. It is smooth, black and glassy, reflecting nothing but the peace of the void. If a thought does arise, a faint bubble from the depths, it breaks the surface silently and vanishes instantly, leaving no trace. You are the observer of the lake, watching the stillness, enjoying the lack of movement. You feel a connection to the timelessness of this place. In the void, there is no yesterday and no tomorrow. There is no Roman Empire and no modern world. There is only now. This eternal moment of rest. You realize that this piece has always been here waiting for you. It sits underneath the noise of your life, unshakable and permanent. You have simply stopped digging long enough to find it. The ember in the brazier has gone out. The tent is in total darkness, but you do not need eyes to see here. You feel the warmth of the darkness. It is a living warmth. It nourishes you. You imagine that you are recharging, soaking up the energy of the silence like a dry sponge soaking up water. Every second you spend in this void, you are healing. You are knitting together the frayed edges of your spirit. You surrender your name, you surrender your rank, you surrender your history. In the dark, you are just a life force, resting. It is a relief to put down the heavy burden of identity, to just be, to exist without definition. The rain continues its vigil. Thrum, thrum, thrum. It is the heartbeat of the universe and it is beating for you. It tells you that you are safe to disappear for a while. You are safe to let go of the tether. The morning will come when it comes, but for now, the night is long. The night is yours. You sink deeper, past the lake, past the bedrock, into the core. Here there is nothing to do but sleep, nothing to feel but peace, nothing to hear but the silence within the rain, drifting in the void, floating in the velvet, lost in the beautiful dark. You are fully established in this deep, quiet place. The world above you has ceased to matter. The timeline of your life has paused. Here in the warm, dark gravity of the tent, there is only the sensation of being held. You are resting on the bottom of a deep ocean of air, safe from the currents, safe from the storms. As you rest here, allow yourself to feel the vastness of the night stretching out before you. It is a long, luxuriant corridor of time. The sun has only just set. The dawn is hours and hours away. You have an expanse of pure unallocated time that belongs entirely to you. There is no need to rush through this sleep. There is no alarm to anticipate. The night is a wide open field and you have only just stepped into the grass. Think of the hours ahead as a gift. Hour upon hour of silence, hour upon hour of warmth, hour upon hour of nothingness. You can spend this currency however you wish, by drifting, by dreaming, or simply by existing in the dark. You are rich in time, you are wealthy in rest. The rain outside continues its faithful rhythm, thud, thud, tap, thud, and it marks the passing of time not in seconds or minutes, but in moments of peace. Each drop is a promise kept. Each drop is a second of sleep secured. You realise that the rain is not just weather, it is a guardian. It has built a wall of sound around your tent, a fortress that keeps the silence inside pristine. As long as the rain falls, you are safe. And the rain feels eternal. It feels as if it has always been falling and will always fall. You feel a sense of permanence in your position. Your body is so heavy, so relaxed, that it feels like part of the landscape. You are as still as the hills. You are as rooted as the ancient oaks. You imagine that even if you wanted to move, the comfortable weight of the blankets would hold you down, pinning you softly to the earth. This immobility is a relief. It means you do not have to make any decisions, you do not have to take any actions, you simply have to accept the gravity. The air in the tent remains cool and fresh, a constant reminder of the clean world outside, but your cocoon is imperviously warm. You feel the warmth in the marrow of your bones. It is a deep, glowing heat that seems to generate from within, fueled by the relaxation of your muscles. You are a self-sustaining engine of peace. Your mind drifts briefly to the concept of tomorrow. But here, in the deep watch of the night, tomorrow is an abstract concept. It is a rumour. It is the distant land that you do not need to visit for a very long time. Between you and tomorrow lies a vast ocean of sleep, and you are floating happily in the middle of it. The shore is out of sight. You are surrounded by the gentle waters of the night. You feel a deepening of the silence inside your ears. It is a velvety sensation, as if the world has been padded with cotton. The internal noise has stopped completely. The questions have stopped. The planning has stopped. There is only a smooth, dark stream of consciousness flowing slowly towards the sea of dreams. You allow yourself to sink further into the mattress. It accepts you. It moulds to every curve, every hollow. There is no resistance. You and the bed are one. You and the tent are one. You and the night are one. The darkness is gentle. It strokes your face like a soft hand. It soothes your tired eyes. It tells you without words that everything is all right. The Empire is safe. The walls stand. The Legion rests. You have done enough. You are enough. Sleep comes now not as a wave, but as a rising tide. It moves slowly up your beach, covering the sand, covering the stones, covering everything in a blanket of calm water. You do not fight it. You lie back and let it cover you. You breathe it in. The night stretches on, endless, quiet, deep, resting in the eternal now, resting in the long watch, resting in the rain. Deep within the sanctuary of the tent, you begin to sense the shape of the night. It is not a line that leads somewhere. It is a circle. It is a slow, revolving wheel of peace that turns gently in the darkness. Everything here is moving in a perfect, unbroken loop. Consider the rain that drums above you. Thud, thud, tap. It is part of an ancient, eternal cycle. The water falls from the heavy clouds, strikes the leather roof, slides down to the earth, sinks into the soil, and eventually rises again as mist to form new clouds. It is a seamless dance of nature. There is no beginning to the rain, and there is no end. It is simply a continuous presence, a circle of water that encloses you. You are resting in the centre of this circle, the still point around which the weather turns. Your breathing has adopted this circular rhythm as well. Notice how your inhale turns effortlessly into your exhale. There is no pause. no hesitation. The air flows in, warm and nourishing, and flows out, carrying away the past. In, around, out, around. It feels like a slow, heavy pendulum swinging in a perfect arc, or like a wheel turning slowly in deep water. You surrender to this motion. You let the circle of your breath carry you. You do not have to drive the wheel. It turns on its own. Think of the camp outside. It is built in a square, yes, but tonight, in the spirit of sleep, imagine it as a ring of protection. The ramparts, the ditches, the sentries, they form a circle of safety around your tent. Inside that circle is another circle, your tent mates, sleeping in their rows. And inside that is the circle of warmth generated by your blankets. Layer upon layer of protection, wrapping around you like the petals of a closed flower at night. Nothing can break these circles. They are iron. They are stone. They are will. You are held in the absolute centre, the safest place on earth. The sound of the rain becomes a mantra, a repetitive loop of sound that blocks out linear time. Because the sound never changes, your mind stops waiting for what comes next. There is no next. There is only this moment, this comfort, this rain. The repetition acts as a seal, locking the door to the waking world. You are sealed inside the moment of sleep. You feel a sense of wholeness. During the day, you are scattered. Your eyes on the horizon, your hands on the tools, your mind on the orders. But now, in the dark, you are gathered back into yourself. You are complete. You are a closed circuit of energy, recharging in the quiet. You feel the boundaries of your solitude, and they feel good. You are a universe of one. The darkness feels fluid, like a dark, slow-moving river that flows in a loop around your bed. It washes over you, smooth and cool, soothing any lingering friction in your nerves. It is a river of forgetfulness. It invites you to forget the miles, forget the weight, forget the cold, to float in the eddy of the current, going round and round in a slow, lazy drift. You visualize the seasons. The summer gives way to autumn. Autumn gives way to winter. Winter gives way to spring. It is inevitable. It is the law. Just as surely as the sun sets, it will rise. But that rising is far away, on the other side of the great wheel of the night. You do not need to look for the dawn. You only need to exist in the winter of the night, the time of hibernation. Trust the cycle. Trust that the world will turn without your help. You are free to let go of the wheel. Your heaviness is absolute. You feel as though you have merged with the mattress, merged with the ground. You are part of the geometry of the night, a solid, immovable object resting in the dark. The rain taps its message on the roof. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The breath whispers its answer. Safe, safe, safe. The circle turns, the night deepens, the silence holds. You are drifting in the loop of peace, unbroken, endingless, deep. As the circle of the night turns slowly around you, your attention settles on the heavy wool blanket that covers you. It is more than just a piece of fabric woven from the fleece of sheep. Tonight, it transforms into a blanket of forgetfulness. It is a magical heavy layer that hides you not only from the cold air of the tent, but from the demands of the world itself. Feel the weight of it pressing down on your chest, your legs, your feet. It is a substantial, comforting pressure. Imagine that this weight is pressing the memories of the day out of your mind. It presses out the name you answer to. It presses out the rank you hold. It presses out the legion you serve. Beneath this blanket, you are no longer a soldier. You are no longer a citizen. You are no longer a son or a brother. You are simply a warm, living presence hidden safely in the dark. It is a relief to be nobody for a while, to put down the mask of your personality, to stop being the person everyone expects you to be. Here in the dark, you don't have to be brave, you don't have to be strong, you don't have to be disciplined. You can just be soft. You can just be tired. The blanket accepts you exactly as you are without judgment. The rain outside assists in this dissolution. Wash, wash, wash. It sounds like it is scrubbing the world clean. Imagine that the rain is eroding the statue of your identity. The sharp lines of who you are being smoothed down, softened, blurred until you are just a vague, warm shape in the bedding. You are merging with the shadows of the tent. If someone were to look into the tent now, they would not see a man. They would only see a mound of wool rising and falling gently with the breath of sleep. You have become part of the furniture of the night. You feel a profound sense of anonymity. It is a kind of freedom. You are hidden from the gods. You are hidden from the emperors. You are a secret kept by the tent. In this secret place, your mind is free to unspool. The tight knots of your thoughts loosen and unravel, turning into long, silky threads that drift in the wind of your dreams. You do not try to catch them, you let them go, let them float away into the corners of the tent. The air around you feels ancient. It is the same air that has filled the tents of soldiers for 1,000 years. By breathing it, you join a vast, silent river of sleepers. You are not alone in your rest. You are part of a timeless tradition of recovery. This thought brings a deep, resonant peace. You do not have to carry the weight of your own life tonight. You can float on the current of history. Your body feels less solid now. The boundaries of your skin seem to have become porous. The warmth of your body flows out into the blanket, and the weight of the blanket flows into your body. There is no separation. You are a warm cloud trapped in wool. You are a vibration of comfort. The silence inside your head is complete. The voice of the narrator is gone. The screen of your mind is dark. There are no more images to process, no more words to understand. There is only the sensation of warmth and the sound of the rain. Thrum, 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 it is a sound that requires no translation. It speaks directly to your blood. It tells you to slow down, to stop, to sleep. You are forgetting the cold, forgetting the miles, forgetting yourself. It is a sweet, heavy forgetfulness, a velvet fog that fills your mind. You welcome it, you embrace it, you wrap it around you like the wool. You are safe in the anonymity of the night. You are safe in the blanket of sleep. You are gone. You have let go of the world. You have let go of yourself. Now you are untethered, drifting into the mysterious, colourful borderland between waking and sleeping. The darkness behind your eyelids is no longer a flat, empty black screen. It begins to wake up. It begins to bloom with soft, phantom colours. Watch them. Deep, velvety purples swirling slowly into midnight blues. Faint, charcoal greys that dissolve into soft, hazy indigo. They move like ink dropped into a glass of still water, curling, expanding, fading. There is no pattern to them, and no meaning. They are simply the visual echoes of your resting mind. You watch them with a passive, heavy gaze. They are beautiful, they are hypnotic. The sound of the rain on the leather roof begins to change again. It loses its definition as a sound and becomes a texture. Thud, thud, tap. It feels like soft touches of grey velvet against your mind. It feels like a ripple of dark blue light. You are no longer just hearing the rain. You are seeing it as a kaleidoscope of soft shadows shifting in the dark. Your thoughts are changing too. They have lost their hard edges. They have lost their logic. You try to think of the tent pole, but that image transforms into a tall tree swaying in a windless forest. You try to think of your shield, but it turns into a large floating leaf on a pond. These transformations do not surprise you. They feel right. They feel natural. You accept them. You flow with them. Gravity feels different here. Sometimes you feel incredibly heavy, sinking through the bed into the centre of the earth. Sometimes you feel lighter than air, hovering just an inch above the straw. You tilt and sway in the darkness, a boat without an anchor, drifting on a gentle, silent tide. The tide is carrying you out, away from the shore of the day, toward the deep open ocean of the night. You catch glimpses of dream fragments, tiny, nonsensical movies playing on the back of your eyes, a flash of a silver coin turning into the moon, the sound of a sandal crunching on gravel that turns into the sound of waves, a face you don't recognise smiling kindly, then fading into smoke. You do not try to hold on to them, you let them pass. They are the heralds of the deep sleep to come. The warmth of the blankets feels like a physical shell, a soft cocoon that separates you from the universe. Inside this shell, time has stopped completely. There is no duration here. A second is a year is a second. You're suspended in the amber of the moment. The rhythm of the rain slows down, stretching out. Thud, thud. The gaps between the drops are getting wider. These gaps are filled with a lush, heavy sense. You find yourself slipping into these gaps, resting in the spaces between the sounds. You feel a pleasant confusion. You're not sure if you're awake or asleep. You're not sure where your body ends and the bed begins. It does not matter. It is a sweet confusion, a soft, warm fog that wraps around your mind. Let the colours swirl, let the shapes morph, let the rain turn into light. You are drifting deeper into the abstract, deeper into the soft focus, deeper into the mist. There is nothing left to understand. There is nothing left to be. Just colour, just warmth, just drift. The colours have faded. The shapes have dissolved. The swirling mist has settled into a still, deep calm. You have reached the final destination of your journey. You are resting at the very bottom of the night. The sound of the rain has moved far, far away. It is no longer a distinct drumming, but a faint, gentle vibration at the edge of your awareness. It is a whisper of safety that surrounds you, distant and soft. It tells you that the world is still turning, but you do not need to watch it turn. The warmth of the tent has become part of you. You are warmth, you are heaviness, you are peace. There is no separation anymore. You have merged completely with the dark. Your breathing is so quiet now it is almost silent. A slow, shallow tide, in and out, in and out. It happens without effort. It happens on its own. There is nothing left to hold on to. There is nothing left to let go of. You are simply here, safe, resting. Let the final darkness cover you like a soft wing. Let the silence fill your mind. Let the sleep take you. Deep sleep, quiet sleep, endless sleep. The Legion rests, the storm rests, you rest. Good night, soldier sleep.